November the 1st.
Yeah.
End of Sober October.
Oh, congratulations. Pinch and a punch for the first of the month.
There's brandy in this as well.
Is there?
Yeah. And I'm working half day.
Yeah, you are.
Getting battered. Here's some news. WWE Superstars suffered delays leaving Saudi Arabia. A ratings drop for both AEW and NXT this week. And Survivor Series plans are revealed by the WWE. We'll get into that soon. So we reached the end of our tumultuous time covering Crown Jewel, and it looks like the saga still goes on for some of the guys who apparently are having a few issues at the moment, Adam.
This is an absolute disaster for WWE right now. As per Dave Meltzer, WWE had a problem in Saudi Arabia. Talent was not allowed to leave on their flight, and most are still there right now. 20 people, 12 of which were talent, have left, but the rest, which is practically everyone, are still there.
Your whole company.
I don't know if you're aware, but SmackDown is tonight. So this is a bit of a disaster. PW Insider saying the flight from Riyadh has been delayed for hours due to what sources indicate is a mechanical issue due to the fuel line of the plane, among other issues. WWE have been able to rush out certain talents on another plane, but have not been able to confirm which. You would assume that they would be prioritising SmackDown talent there.
Yeah, so Titus O'Neil, Drake Maverick, the Hollywood Boys. They're your main ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Bollywood Boys.
Yeah, right.
Bollywood
right,
Boys.
You nailed it.
Hollywood Boys is Titus O'Neil and Drake Maverick, of course.
I don't know. This could make for a very, very interesting SmackDown tonight. I'm quite excited by this. You'd assume that, Fiend, Bray Wyatt are announced for a segment later tonight. There's a few other bits happening all over the place.
The Revival are defending the tag titles against the New Day. In theory.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's 4 bodies just there having to get over on a plane. There's only 12 talent. We'll see tonight. What I'm hoping from this, by the way, there's a few talent who aren't there. Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. I know he's on Raw now, but bring him over. Big old triple threat. And then bloody loads of lovely women's wrestling.
Yes, please. This could actually be a good thing.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tune in just to see how disastrous this is. Unless I hear that they're all there and then I'll watch it tomorrow. Maybe. So the Wednesday Night War this week was up against the World Series, and boy, do the figures show it, Adam Pachotto. That's right, Tom. Come Bell End. Come Bell End, yeah. Oh, hashtag come Bell End in the comments right now. Actually, don't. We're already getting demonetised. So the ratings, disastrous. For both companies, but I would say far more so NXT. AEW did an average of 759,000 viewers, which is down 21%, which is a big drop for sure, but as you say, they're going up against the World Series. NXT wasn't down quite as much in terms of percentages, but the number is pretty damning, with just 580,000 people watching, down 14% from last week, so not as big a drop in percentage, which is worth noting, but those numbers are bad. 580,000, they were both doing over 1 million when they started. I think it's fair to say that you perhaps shouldn't expect that those numbers will continue, but still, down to approaching 500,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like I say this a lot on the podcast when we do the ratings, that there is no room for action stations yet. Lick that. There's no room for There's no room for panic stations yet, rather than action stations. There should definitely be action stations. There's no room for panic stations yet because this is a very unique week because you're up against the World Series. But still, it's NXT lost less than AEW did, but NXT has been losing more dramatically over the last few weeks. Nearly half the audience they started with.
It's bad, isn't it?
That's horrible. Now, the thing is, and this is what I find really quite frustrating, is that the NXT product is good.
Yeah.
It's great. NXT has been on fire. It's been a force. Every week the shows have been great. And it makes me sad that the figures don't reflect how enjoyable the shows have been to watch as a wrestling fan. I kind of get, though, why your more lapsed fans, your more casual fans are going to the show that has Chris Jericho and JR on commentary. I get that.
NXT has Finn Balor, but it's not the same, is it? As you say, the lapsed fans that people grew up watching during the Attitude Era might tune in, hear that familiar voice, see that familiar, slightly more haggard face in Chris Jericho. and they might stick around there. Whereas Finn Balor, he's somebody who's going to appeal to newer fans who are probably still watching.
Yeah, I think so. It's just a shame. Like I want NXT to do much better, and I'm sure they've got some plans in the pipeline to make these guys household names. Yeah. I'm sure they have.
Oh, we'll get there in just a second.
We'll get there.
If you were to bring somebody across, not down, from the main roster, it's all the main roster now, isn't it? From Raw or SmackDown, to boost those numbers, somebody who's going to appeal to a casual fan, who would you put there?
Gosh,
I was thinking Randall.
Randall Keith.
Yeah, because people do still like him. He's got massive mainstream appeal. He's boring as hell, but
yeah, I mean, we heard that on Crown Jewel when he got tagged in. There was a massive pop when Randy Orton got.
He's the Viper.
It's the Viper.
What at WrestleMania? Deep Bray.
I kind of like the idea of Daniel Bryan going to NXT.
Yeah,
I think he's still got that crossover appeal. Not as much as Randall Keith. Mm-hmm. I also would like to see, just for a laugh, Kane in NXT to team with Tegan Knox, who is Lady Kane.
Oh yeah, they love each other, don't they? Well, Tegan loves Kane. I don't know if it's the other way around.
It's not mutual. No, because Tegan always cites Kane as like her favourite growing up, which is why you see those big clotheslines, the big choke slams at Tegan Knox. She dropped some cracking choke slams on NXT.
Her Inferno match this week was absolutely sensational,
God,
let me tell you.
Literally burnt it down. But I'd like to see Daniel Bryan go over there.
That's nice.
I think that'd be a good one. I think Bryan could work some magic there. And also, anybody that you bring from Raw or from SmackDown will work well with anybody from NXT, and will also give a bit of that extra experience, a little bit of that. But you could almost I'm sure Finn Balor is sort of doing some road agent-esque duties in NXT now as well. Like to have a guy like that who's been there and travelled around to suddenly be able to pick his brain all the while.
For sure.
I think you'd certainly do it.
One more that I'd like to see, and this is a really unusual one, but it might put loads and loads of casual fans' eyes on the product. What's that big lad's name? He's like 8 foot tall. Not quite that. They've signed him, and he's in training at the moment. He's at NXT. You know who I'm talking about, and I can't remember his name. I'm really sorry for that. I want to see him versus Big Show in NXT, because we never see big man showcase matches, and I think curious eyes would be led to NXT's product. I'm going to figure out his name in
Tyson
between.
Fury.
There you go, that's your boy.
Let's put Fury down there. I'm pretty sure Cain Velasquez got beaten into NXT after the last...
Just before we continue, one more time. One more time. Tyson Fury wasn't that bad. I watched it when I got home last night. I know he botched the pin. I was getting loads of flack for saying I think he impressed last night on Twitter. Ollie Davis took the piss out of me. Give us a subscribe.
Wow. Ollie Davis.
No, he didn't really take the piss out of me that much. But they mentioned on their stream. I watched it back, and some of the stuff he was doing I thought was all right. I thought he was better given a week and a half training than I expected him to.
You talking about Ollie Davis still? Or,
yeah.
Or Tyson Fury. Sorry, Ollie. I love you. Give us a subscribe. And fine.
Jordan Omogbehin. Jordan, he's the big lad. He is.
Jesse Mandu.
No, 7'3".
This is
money.
Big lad, big money.
Big lad, big money.
He
is a big boy.
Him and Tyson Fury.
He's bigger than Big Show, and Big Show, as the name suggests, is big.
And a show.
Carry on, Thomas.
And lastly, during a commercial for the WWE Network, we saw a little sneaky cheeky preview of what the plans are for Survivor Series this year, Adam.
That's right, for the first time ever, Survivor Series this year will not just feature SmackDown and Raw. NXT's there as well.
You know what? Initially, I was a bit...
I remember talking to you about this yesterday, and you were like, oh, really? Why?
You got on McKay's big stuff for it.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Look at those...
You're like, oh my God, how could you not be up for this?
Then I fired you.
The North.
580,000 people watching.
Yeah.
This is going to put some eyes on NXT. This establishes it as the third brand. What's your beef, Thomas?
Look, do you know what? It's good sometimes to go, I'm happy I'm wrong. Delighted I'm wrong. This is actually...
I would never do that.
No. Even if I was the wrongest, wronger than Wrongchester of Wrongcastle.
Tyson Fury is the best wrestler in the world. Continue, Tom.
I like the bit where he didn't bother to sell a power slam. That was my favourite bit of Tyson Fury. No.
Get back here, you pussy! Fantastic.
Give us another one, because I forgot.
Big fan of his work.
The issue with NXT, I think, as we sort of preluded in the previous piece, there's not enough people casually who know who the NXT guys are. We love the bones off you, Tommaso Ciampa. We love the bones off the Undisputed Era. But your casual Laps fan is going to go, who's the bald guy with the crutch? Why has he got a crutch? Why is it camouflage crutch? I don't know. Put Jericho back on, Dad. So we need to get these guys back out there. And I think the way to do it is have Raw, SmackDown, NXT all together fighting in Survivor Series, which is what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that.
So am I.
I'm intrigued how this will pan out, though.
Interesting, especially with... spoiler warning, if you've not seen Saudi Arabia from your Saudi Arabia Crown Jewel.
If you've not seen Saudi Arabia, it's a very progressive country.
If you've not seen Crown Jewel, turn off now. Bray Wyatt's the champion, obviously. The Fiend.
What? I ain't seen it yet.
Right? The Fiend, Lesnar, Adam Cole. That's interesting. Sorry, Cole. It's not going to end well for you.
Oh, my God.
There's some other ones that would be great. You got Undisputed Era, Viking Raiders, and, well, either the New Day or the Revival.
Well, you got your secondary title showdown. Shinsuke Nakamura. You've got AJ Styles and Roderick Strong.
Yes.
Your secondary belt nonsense there. There's some good matches you could have there. I like the idea of. For me, it feels more like NXT Dream Match Central. Like mix it up and get some NXT guys. Some good exposure. Put Velveteen Dream in there with who would match well with Velveteen Dream?
Velveteen Dream, who's got
SmackDown
all the
roster?
charisma in the world. You know, I'd like
Randy Orton.
Yeah, sure. I'd quite like to see, and this is an unusual choice, but Velveteen Dream and Sami Zayn. I think they'd have a really nice encounter together.
That'd be good times.
Yeah, I mean, this could just be that we're going to see a 5-on-5-on-5. In fact, I actually think that's possibly the most likely thing. But actually, with what happened last night, no, I think we'll probably see Adam Cole in the title match as well.
I quite like the idea of a 5-on-5-on-5.
Yeah, me too.
Like all those people around the ring.
Yeah.
I don't know
Chaos.
Absolute carnage, mate. I do quite like the sound of that. We'll see how this pans out, because NXT have got War Games to get through yet. So once that's done, then I think it's all guns a-blazing towards Survivor Series, where NXT are going to get mixed up in it, which is now something I'm all right with.
Yeah?
It's all right.
Say sorry. Don't say sorry to me. Say sorry to them.
I am sorry I let you down.
They didn't even know. Say sorry to me now.
I'm sorry I let them down.
Say sorry to that octopus thing you bought over there.
I'm not, because he's got a lovely lease of life down here.
Say sorry to that box, Tom. Say sorry to that pillow, that TV, those lights.
I'm sorry to everybody.
The tablecloth.
I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't do it sooner. Bow, bow, bow.
Heel turn of the century. Goodness me.
Love you, bye. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.